Alright, so I read through First Peter this morning, and I've been tossing up what I should share because it talks so much about overcoming sin, living a pure and holy life. But there was also this theme, being bondservants of God. And I read this passage in chapter 2, verse 18. It says, "Servants, be submissive to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the harsh. For this is commendable, if because of conscience towards God one endures grief, suffering wrongfully. For what credit is it, if, when you are beaten for your faults, you take it patiently? But when you do good and suffer, if you take it patiently, this is commendable before God. For to this you were called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps, who committed no sin, nor was deceit found in his mouth." So if we do the wrong thing, then if we take the punishment that we deserve, we profit nothing, because we're deserving of what the punishment is. But if we do good, and we get punished for the good that we do, then it's saying here that this is commendable, that this is what we were called for. Because just as how Christ didn't do anything wrong, yet he died. He died even the death of the cross. It goes on to say in chapter 3, verse 14, it says, "But even if you should suffer for righteousness' sake, you are blessed." Blessed. Wow. Chapter 4, verse 1, "Therefore, since Christ suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves also with the same mind. For he who has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh, for the lusts of men, but for the will of God." God is calling us to suffer for him. What does that look like in your life? I know that in my life, I've had to suffer for God, for standing up for God, for saying that I believe in God. I'll get abused, yelled at. I think it's going to get worse. In this book, The Desire of Ages, there's this awesome quote, and it says, "Partaking in the sufferings of Christ is the most weighty trust and the highest honor." The most weighty trust and the highest honor. I think that's something that we should strive for. And if we're not getting persecuted for God, then are we really living for God? Look at all the apostles, look at all the people who stood up for God all throughout the Bible. They were killed, burned, tortured, boiled alive. Some of them, they couldn't even kill them. So I commend you today. Stand up for God. Be the person that God calls you to be. And if you don't know who that is, humble yourself. Ask God, pray, and just open the Bible. Look at what it says and ask God what he wants from you. Yeah. Be blessed.